game.
Yeah, I don't want to get caught up on that one game. As much as I would love to see another 3-0 game.
You know what Bruce Marshall says? Nothing's ever static.
That's right.
Always dynamic.
Right. So that's why I don't want to get too hung up on it. And this feels like one of those games where everyone's like under, and we get like 60 points.
It feels like in the upcoming bowl season, with the different personnel groupings, that should yield to a lot of points, shouldn't it?
I would think so, yeah.
But if quarterback plays that bereft, would it?
That's true. I mean,
tough one. Again, not static.
No, not static at all. But, this is going to be an interesting game. Easton Stick and Aiden O'Connell and
Winter can – I don't think they'd show back up at the building tomorrow except for injury and treatment.
Right.
But whenever they reassemble, we're still in the playoff mix.
We're still in that hunt for sure. And so, I mean, it's a big game for both of these teams. I mean, I don't want to say it's the Super Bowl for either of these teams, but
were you surprised with tonight's broadcast duo is Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit?
Right.
Were you surprised? And it was a big in the media, the sports media guy for the New York Post. Mm-hmm. Is that Andrew Marchand? Is that right?
I think so.
Is that right? His name? And he's kind of the gospel of what's going on with talent with broadcasters. Mm-hmm. Were you surprised Al Michaels didn't make the NBC cut?
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I was. I mean, that's a staple and, has done such a great job for so many years. So I was a little surprised, yeah.
I would bet he doesn't care.
No, probably not.
But one of the criticisms is he has sounded very aloof and detached this year. Maybe detached more than aloof.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a big difference, but anyway. And that doesn't feel like all the gusto's been there. Not an ageism thing.
Right.
But just he's kind of just mailing it in a little bit.
Well,
I hadn't watched a single second of it.
Yeah, Brett, you know me, a lot of times, especially on like a Thursday night, I'm watching a lot of different things. So I'm really in and out a lot in terms of listening. But I haven't noticed.
A-team at NBC is clearly Tirico Collinsworth. And
absolutely.
He wouldn't bump them off.
No. But I'm surprised he's not in there.
I think they're running Jack Collinsworth out there for a playoff game ahead of Al Michaels.
That's interesting, but he's been getting a lot of run
History could be unkind to you with that.
Oh, it really could be. But, it was surprising.
But Al Michaels hadn't been cheated either.
No.
Come on now. You've done everything well.
Yes,
literally everything.
I mean, he's been unbelievable.
NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. I think he did local hockey at one time.
I think he sure did, yeah.
I mean, just everything that he's done, all the NFL. The great Larry Munson, Lindsey Scott call that we play when we do leading into SEC talk. Mm-hmm. Al Michaels' ABC call that day was really good.
Really?
And he was the second team then. Mm. Keith Jackson, Coach Broyles were the A team. And I want to say Al Michaels was with that day, maybe Ara Parsegian, the coach at Notre Dame back in the day. Great coach and a good announcer. But his call was really good.
Wow.
And, forgotten by the theatrics of Larry Munson. So he's done it all, so it's not like he's getting cheated.
No, he's done it all. And like you said, he probably doesn't care.
He can repair that pad they say he has at Malibu, and all's well.
He's not itching for a paycheck or anything.
Somebody said he's got the second best place in Malibu to Charlie Sheen's character.
I believe it. I believe it. I'm curious, Brett. I mentioned a second ago talking about what games we were going to be running this weekend on Sports 56. It's the first Saturday of NFL action. We've got a triple header, all on NFL Network. Vikings sitting at 7-6. Bengals sitting at 7-6. Steelers sitting at 7-6. Colts sitting at 7-6. Broncos sitting at 7-6. And Lions sitting at 9-4. Which one of these 6 teams, Brett, playing on Saturday, needs the win the most?
I think the Lions to get back right, get back centered. Maybe for Dan Campbell to start reaching them again. If they turned him off, and Jerry Goff has been just really sloppy with the ball.
He has. He really has.
We thought he had fixed that. And now this game's not. It'll be indoors at Ford Field, but he's really bad outdoors.
That's a good point. I mean that's up there, and you wouldn't think after hearing all those
just
7
when
and
we
6s,
were getting ready to start trusting the Lions.
Yeah, I mean they've lost 2 of their last 3 against Tampa Bay and Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean
and lost Thanksgiving.
And yeah, that was the Green Bay game. So two losses in their last 3 games, and
I trust the least the Steelers.
Oh yeah,
of the Saturday participants.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Vikings with Nick Mullins. I mean,
Nick Mullins.
It's getting pretty thin. But I mean, I think honestly, out of all of these backup quarterbacks we'll see in these 2 games on Saturday morning, I mean, Jake Browning has become one that I think a lot of people would say we feel comfortable with him, and that's really surprising. But has had 2 really good weeks and is playing well.
And now, some injuries in the Bengals' offensive line that led to the Burrow injury, and way too many hits for him to this point in his career.
Yeah, no, taking a lot of hits and a lot of injuries for him. I mean, the injuries are piling up.
Brett. They are.
I remember a couple weeks ago we were doing our top 4 quarterbacks on a Monday, and I left him out, and I said we just haven't seen him that much. I mean, I love Joe Burrow; he's a great player, and when he's on the field,
he's in
dynamic,
there. He's good.
But man, I need more of him.
Yeah, tonight will be interesting. Saturday will be fun, and then Sunday, the games on Sunday. The 6 and 7 game, Buccaneers at Green Bay, the game that Chris Berman used to affectionately, or maybe disaffectionately, call the Bay of Pigs.
Yeah, no, that's
Tampa Bay at Green Bay.
That's a great one. But and that one's going to be an important game for both of those teams.
That historical reference do anything for y'all, the Bay of Pigs? Nothing.
Oh yeah,
it did something for me, Brett.
Way to go, history teachers. Good job.
Hey, it hits every time.
Good job, history teachers.
Name. It's a really good name. It's creative too. But no, I mean, that's going to be huge for both those teams. I mean, this really feels like a big weekend all across the NFL. I mean, there are some
it's getting down to it.
Games that can mean a lot in terms of seeding and when we get to the playoffs.
If you're hot, you want to stay hot. If you've hit the lull like Philadelphia, you want to get hot again.
Yes.
And then somebody wants to be that team that emerges. A lot of these 7 and 6ers.
Yeah, and so we'll see how it all shakes out. But
here's a team that's got to reboot. Jacksonville.
That's a good point. And they're
hard to reboot against Lamar.
Yeah, that's a tough game, and so that's a team in the Ravens that want to keep rolling, and they've been really good on the road. I mean, 5-1 on the road?
Do you know the status for C.J. Stroud Sunday?
I saw earlier, just walking in the hall, glanced up at the TV and say he didn't practice today. Still,
it's getting late in the week not to practice.
So, yeah, I would say probably doubtful.
Hard to play if you can't practice.
Very hard to play if you can't practice. So I mean, that's a huge loss for them, and going up against a Titans team that, really needs some wins.
Sunday in New Orleans, how in the mix is Tommy DeVito really in the Giants? 5-8 on the road at the Saints, 6 and 7.
I mean, Brett, I don't know, because that 5-8 team, it's all I've been hearing about all week. We're Wednesday, and I'm still seeing people giving the Italian and
he's Italian. I hadn't heard. Oh
no. I mean, you miss it if you weren't paying attention.
Isn't this Jeremy Lin of football?
Yeah,
he is. I love it. I love him though.
Did I not
I
tell
love
you that
Tom.
like Monday?
Yeah, you did say that. You did say that.
And isn't this a function of this only happens if you're doing it in the media place of the world?
Exactly. Hey, Brett, that's a great point.
Tommy DeVito doing this in Phoenix with the Cardinals.
No, it's not even a story.
Not even a story.
Jeremy
Lin do everything he did for that month in Memphis
or Indiana. I mean,
we don't even talk about Jeremy.
No, that's a great point. And he's playing. I mean, he's doing everything he needs to do to play into it. Because when you're talking about, I mean, say undrafted free agent quarterback comes in and it's just him, he's just doing his thing, nothing interesting about
he's really
him.
embracing the local role.
Yeah, he just says whatever and moves on. It's whatever. But now you've got a guy that his whole family comes, his agent is dressed up.
He's living at his mom's.
He's living at his parents' house. I heard someone say he's just playing right into like a DiGiorno sponsorship or something.
It's pretty fun.
Like that. I mean,
I don't blame them for embracing it. Yeah. But how long will it last? Will it have staying power?
That's a good question. I mean, I like Tommy DeVito. I liked him coming out of high school, went to Syracuse, then ended up at Illinois. I mean, it was huge.
Donnie Bosco?
Yeah.
Big time high school football.
Huge high school quarterback. Was an Elite 11 guy. I mean, so, a very highly touted. This wasn't Jeremy Lin coming from Harvard and just random. I mean, he was an Elite 11 top quarterback out of high school. But, I would say the college career worked, but it didn't work out like I thought it would. It does. I mean, you're in the Mecca, and I mean, you're in the middle of it all. So it's been fun, and maybe the it will continue this week against the Saints. I mean,
and aren't the Saints stuck on utterly blah?
They are. They are.
Yes, they are. I mean, it's
no.
Meh. I mean,
there's no up or down. They just
there's not anybody you game plan around.
And there's and you know, right now Chris Olave, the young receiver, he's dealing with an ankle injury.
Yeah.
So you know, he's kind of a fun player to tune into and watch. But you know, he might not even go this weekend. So it's just kind of a whatever type of team right now. But it's gonna be a really fun weekend in the NFL. I'm really excited. Another big, you know, here.
We need weather games.
Well, no, and we're hopefully getting close to some weather games. But you know, Brett, our Cowboys on Sunday, a big game against the Bills. Right now, Buffalo a 2-point favorite, so that's a huge game. But it's going to be a really fun weekend with, I mean, tonight, Saturday, Sunday, Monday of NFL football. It really will be a lot of fun. But let's go ahead, get to a break. On the other side, are we time for big number of the day?
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Get ready for big-time basketball at FedEx Forum this month. The Memphis Tigers host Power 5 opponents, Clemson December 16th for a whiteout, Virginia on the 19th for a blueout, and Vanderbilt on the 23rd for a holiday game. FedEx Forum will be rocking as the Tigers look to continue their great start to the season. Tickets start at just $20 for these big-time basketball matchups. Purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGoTix.com.
Roofs, roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
You gotta check out Genesis Diamonds for the holidays. Hey, it's Eric Hasseltine. This year, when it comes to jewelry for Christmas, you have a refreshing alternative. Genesis Diamonds gives you so much more in quality, in selection, and in value. And right now, you can buy anything at Genesis and get 5 years, 0 interest financing. So you can get that $3,000 diamond pendant and pay just $50 a month, or that $6,000 eternity band for just $100 a month. Everything's included in this amazing holiday offer. All GIA certified natural diamonds and all lab-grown diamonds, even all our luxury pre-owned Rolex watches. Imagine that $15,000 Rolex for just $250 a month. You can even finance the sales tax. Don't let talk of rising prices and high interest rates dampen your holiday spirit. At Genesis Diamonds, they are lowering prices and taking interest rates down to 0. Get that headliner gift they deserve and make your money go farther than ever. Merry Christmas from Genesis Diamonds at Poplar and Perkins Extended.
Approved credit. See store for details.
All 650 acquisition fee. Sportage R723 5498 MSRP 28940. Sorrento PG 424 MSRP 33010. Telluride RG 462822 MSRP 38705. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/2/2024 with approved credit dealers.com.
Hey, my man Jeff Allen, what's going on for the holidays over at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
It's the season of giving back at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, and I've got your holiday presents right here.
Tell us about it, Jeff.
Award-winning SUV 2024 Kia Sportage LX, $299 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia Sorrento LX, perfect for your road trips, $329 a month. And the 2024 Kia Telluride LX, we got it at $450 $269 a month. All 36-month lease.
Well, you can't get much better than that, Jeff. And all Kias come with the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah. And from all of us at Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah, happy holidays.
Welcome to the Rendezvous.
This is John Vergas. When my dad started the Rendezvous in 1948, I don't think anyone could have imagined we'd still be serving shoulder, cheese plates, and our world-famous dry rub ribs 75 years later. But we are still here in the basement, in an alley in downtown Memphis. We sincerely thank you for making the Rendezvous what it is today. Charlie Vergas Rendezvous, serving the official barbecue of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brown.
It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Well, I've got two good big numbers that both tie into the same number and with the same team. So I'm very excited about this big number. The big number is 5. Damian Lillard has now made the 5th most 3-pointers in history of the NBA with the 3-pointer he hit last night at the 8:06 mark in the third quarter last night versus the Pacers. He passed Kyle Korver, doing so in only 791 games. Kyle Korver played 1,232 games to get to that mark. Dame has played the fewest games of any player in the top 5 in 3 points made. My other 5 that goes hand in hand with that big number revolves around his teammate, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is only the 5th player in NBA history to score 60-plus points on 70% or more from the field. He joins Wilt Chamberlain, who did it 4 times.
We talked
Brett.
about earlier today, didn't we, Johnny?
Karl Malone.
Yes, we did.
David Thompson, and the most recent one to do it, and teammate that we just talked about, Damian Lillard.
How about that?
Oh,
That's a very solid big number.
Brian
Very
just parked
solid.
one, didn't he?
How? I mean, I just took 2
That's
big numbers,
2.
tied them all together with
I love
the
it.
same 2 players on the same team.
I love it.
And 3 out of your 5 people in that point scored, all with distinct ABA ties.
That's right.
Wilt coaching the Conquistadors.
Yeah.
David Thompson starting with the Nuggets. And who was the other one?
Who was the other one? Let's see. Karl Malone.
Moses Malone. Moses. I thought you said Moses.
No, Karl Malone.
Oh, it was Karl Malone. No ABA tie.
That's too
Moses Malone, straight out of high school to the ABA. Okay, we were talking about Wilt Chamberlain earlier.
sure
We were.
I will defend him until my last breath.
Now I know
you
you are.
averaged 50 against air at a Saturday morning rec league.
Yes.
You're doing something right.
You are.
And you play your entire career and never foul out a game.
That's amazing, too.
I will defend him.
Yes.
I've told you to read the book, but you're into conspiracy
Well,
around
I
Will.
am into conspiracy.
My big number is 38.
Okay.
I like it.
It is the final bowl appearance for UCLA as a member of the Pac, of the Pac-12. They are 16, 20, and 1 in 37 previous bowl games. They will play in their 38th and final bowl as a member of the Pac, and that 16, 20, and 1 includes a 36-6 loss in Memphis in 1976 in the Liberty Bowl. And that's the farthest east they ever played in a bowl game.
Wow.
Never been to a Peach Bowl, never been to any of the Florida Bowl games.
Right.
I don't think ever been to a Sugar Bowl even. They've been to a Cotton Bowl, but we got them
Sure.
in geography on that. But 38 bowl appearances for UCLA, and that 36-6 loss in 1976 at the Liberty Bowl. There were colder Liberty Bowls than that one. I just never went to one. That was the topper.
Hey, Brett, that's another great big number, but I have to give
Johnny,
it.
oh.
I have to
Thank
give it
you.
to Bryant. I love how you tied it all together,
Speaking
man.
of cold Liberty Bowls. We were talking about cold Liberty Bowls a couple weeks ago.
You got one in Iowa State and Memphis last time.
I got a really good one. Which one were you just talking about that you were at?
76.
Okay, 70. And who was playing?
Bama versus UCLA.
Okay, my dad texted when we were talking about it last time, but by the time he heard it and was able to text me, we were already past it. Boston College, Notre
That's the
Dame.
topper. Your dad was at that one?
13 degrees that day. He said it was colder at kickoff.
I wasn't allowed to go. Behavior had been very shaky the night or two before. And with the cold weather, my dad said, you're sitting right here and watching it with me.
Yes.
So I didn't go, and it nuked everything.
Yeah.
It was the all-timer.
Yes.
Mike Golick, famous of Mike and Mike, and playing in the NFL.
Sure.
He was on that Notre Dame team.
Oh, really?
And says the two coldest he's ever been in his life, playing in that game for Notre Dame and attending to watch his brother, Mike Golick, played in the Liberty Bowl. His brother Bob played for Notre Dame in the Cotton Bowl the day Joe Montana, they thought, was suffering from hypothermia and had to pour chicken soup down him to keep him from freezing to death.
Wow.
At the Cotton Bowl. And usually Liberty Bowl would always be a couple of days before the Cotton Bowl. We would be maybe even about a week or so, but kind of the same weather pattern.
Same type of weather.
In the Peach Bowl, when it was outdoors at Atlanta Fulton County, would often kind of get the same mix of weather.
Yeah.
But your dad, for everybody that went to both, far and away, BC against Notre Dame, was open fires in the stadium. People setting newspaper and hay on fire up in the stands.
I love that.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Brett,
that's right up there with Bob Lilly, lucky to be alive.
Sure is. And you're doing everything just to make sure you can be alive, starting fires.
Hey, but Brett, that's crazy you talked about the Liberty Bowl at Iowa State. The current offensive line coach, Jeff Myers, he went to Iowa State, and he was there for the bowl game, and he thought it was going to be hot in Memphis. They didn't bring enough cold gear, man. They had to go to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Wow. Johnny, you know, in the equipment world, you take umbrellas to the Georgia Dome. I can't believe they left cold weather stuff behind.
They left cold weather stuff.
You usually take everything. I mean, you take blocking sleds.
Yeah.
I mean, you take everything.
If they need it for practice, you take it.
When my nephew was at Bama, he said their mantra was, we take umbrellas to the Georgia Dome.
That's
you got
hilarious.
to.
That's
you never
a
know.
Great saying. I love that.
You packed up everything that was under that roof.
Got to.
Every headgear, every helmet,
everything.
Every thigh pad.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case. That's surprising, though.
Johnny, don't you think people would be shocked at how much food is around on game day?
Oh, my goodness. People would be...
The
shocked.
number of peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Peanut butter jelly sandwich, grapes. They got
the
fruit
grapes
snakes.
are
They got fruit
unbelievable.
snacks. They got
I
oranges.
collect a year's worth of grapes during football season to snack on.
They got everything you need. Trail mix, everything, man.
And then post game, the big bags of food, especially on road trips.
Oh, yes. The Chick-fil-A, anything you want, man.
Last year when we played in Atlanta against Georgia Tech, I mean, big, like old-fashioned Cecil's grocery bags full of Jim and Nick's barbecue.
Oh, wow.
And it was 500 of them. I said, well, I don't want them to go to waste. Let me grab one.
I'll take a couple. Oh, that's awesome.
And Johnny, you know, in the sports world, if they offer one, take three.
You got to take three.
You got to take three.
You got to take three, Brett.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Well, you know, I'm excited. We've been talking a lot about bowls, and we've been waiting for these bowl games to start. And Saturday's the day, and starting kind of early in the morning in terms of college football with the 10
I'll enjoy
one.
And I don't want to run down anybody's bowl.
Well, and that's the thing, Brett, is by the time we get to these bowl games and we're actually watching, we don't care who's playing. If it's a college football game on television, we are going to watch it. We're going to enjoy
and Brian,
it.
I don't want to run down anybody's bowl because to the winner, there will be happy tears shed for somebody winning the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl.
Oh, there certainly will be. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it all starts on Saturday, and we're going to be making a lot of picks for it tomorrow during Friday Football Forecast. But let's go ahead, wrap up this hour, and get to a break. When we come back, we're talking NBA with Keith Smith.
Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just one pallet, and now they have hundreds. Tim, the owner, gets calls from people everywhere and can sometimes save them up to 50% on wood flooring, carpet, tile, and vinyl. Jenkins Floors and More helps with renovations, home building, and installation. Jenkins Floors and More, number 6 East Commerce Street in Hernando. Also in Little Rock and coming soon to Tennessee. Call 662-469-9350 for more information.
How's the Christmas shopping going? Yeah, that's what I thought. But Frontier Western Store will make it a lot easier. Everyone loves something from Frontier. They have thousands of coats, shirts, and boots. Outfit the entire family today. Looking for a Carhartt beanie? Frontier has every color they make. You'll find a whole wagon full of beanies. You'll also run into the largest selection anywhere of in-stock Carhartt and Ariat jackets and coats. They have endless aisles, an astounding collection at amazing prices. Don't forget the boots, work boots, and dress boots from Rocky, Dan Post, and especially Ariat. Frontier is the place to shop for name brand boots at the lowest prices every day. Way lower than chain stores and online. Thousands of boots in all sizes for men, women, and children. Not sure what to get? Frontier gift cards are always the right size, color, and price. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, or shop online 24/7 at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
It's our season of giving back at Gossett Kia on the Pike, and we've got the perfect holiday gift for you. Hit the road with 41 MPG Highway 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $239 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Get road-ready SUVs, Seat 7 2023 Kia Sorento LX, $319 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And 8-passenger seating in your new 2024 Kia Telluride LX, $459 a month, $34.99 due at signing, all 36-month lease. Plus, you'll get peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee, Forte RE 699,094, MSRP 21,385, Sorrento PG 242,710, MSRP 33,010, Telluride RG 462, 2822, MSRP 38,705, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Hyundai, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/2/2024, dealer stock only.
Do you have equipment taking up space in your shed or on your lot? What do you do if those pieces are really big? Ever wondered their value? Purple Wave Auction is an online auction company that sells used equipment. Thousands of items are up for bid right now at purplewave.com. Our transparent auction process makes it easy to sell that Kenworth semi you have sitting behind the barn. Or how about an upgrade to your New Holland Workmaster? Take a moment and check out purplewave.com. Purple Wave Auction, straight, simple, sold.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
It's the hometown Memphis Tigers taking on Iowa State in this year's AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Plus, Memphis music legends, the Bar-Kays, will be there performing the music that made Memphis, and you'll want to be there too.
Everybody say, So Bingo! Say, So Bingo!
It's all happening Friday, December 29th at 2:30. Get your tickets today by calling the AutoZone Liberty Bowl at 795-7700. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds you that fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. MPD on the scene of a couple of accidents, heavy through Midtown right now. Has been for a while on 55 northbound between McLemore and South Parkway. It's pretty interesting now on 240 east from Mill Branch out to Bill Morris Parkway. It's really starting to get busier here in the last few minutes. I-40 over here at White Station and 40 east from Sycamore View Road out into Fayette County. Hey, 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services here in the Memphis area. It's Tomahawk Crane and Rigging. You can find out more information by logging on to tomahawkcrane.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Time to talk NBA with Keith Smith from Spot Rack and the Front Office Show, and on Twitter X at Keith Smith NBA. Here's Keith Smith talking basketball with Bryant and Brett.
Keith Smith joining us from Spot Track and the Front Office Show to talk the NBA like he does every week. Keith, thanks so much for joining us, and we're going to get to the NBA. But first, I need a soccer update. We need to know what's happening in the world of soccer for Keith Smith.
So the girls finished an undefeated season and took it home today. Finished it up. We're very, very proud of them.
Heck
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Celebration more sedate than the in-season tournament?
I don't know. We'll see. They were a little it was a little bittersweet because it was their last one for the middle schoolers that are moving on. So they were a little tough. But they're having a party tomorrow, and I'm sure they're going to have a good time tomorrow afternoon.
That's great. I don't think they can out-party the Lakers, though.
No.
I kind of hope not, as one of the dads. I hope it doesn't quite go that way.
The NBA went all in, and Saturday night they couldn't have scripted a better finish.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, this is, you kind of had the upstart Pacers against the major historic franchise in the Lakers, and the NBA got what they wanted out of this in-season tournament. I think by any measure, it was a pretty big success. There's things they gotta tweak, some things they gotta change up, and do a little differently for the next season. But for the most part, I mean, these guys really came through and did something interesting and new. And I think it's very much proven it's here to stay.
Keith, will the Pacers be around late May?
I don't know about late May, but they'll be a playoff team, I think. I kind of struggle to see them not sustaining the level of success that they're having, both just already and through the in-season tournament. Their challenges right now, they're so offensively focused. They've got they're 13-9, but they're probably about a game or maybe two up on where they maybe should be. So, but I think they'll be probably just above 500 and battling kind of that 6, 7, 8 line in the Eastern Conference. But one thing to keep in mind, they've got about $9 million in cap space.
13 O's
to do something.
Just curious about the Grizzlies, because here locally a lot of talk has been made about Ja Morant coming back, and he'll be back in 2 more games left, and then he'll be back on the road against the Pelicans. From what you've seen of the Grizzlies from a national sense, what do you expect from this team once Ja Morant returns?
I think they have the chance to start to really play well and start stacking some wins, because the way they defend is great, right? And you're defending without a lot of key guys, and some of these guys that are also going to come back, right, and be in the fold. So they are in a spot where when you defend that well, what you need somebody who can help Desmond Bane as far as offense creation. I know Jaren Jackson Jr., he's on one right now offensively. This stretch is the best he's ever had in the NBA, maybe in his life period, but he's still not a guy. You're not throwing him the ball and saying, hey, go create a whole bunch of offense for everybody. It's just going to be, if the shots are falling, he's in the right spots, he's going to do really, really well. So you get Ja Morant out there with Desmond Bane, you get Marcus Smart back here in sounds like probably about another couple of weeks, and now all of a sudden you really kind of got something there in Memphis. And they've hung around. They're what, 6.5 out of 10 right now, but we'll kind of see where that goes. They've given themselves, they get some work to do, but they're in range, I guess, is the best way to put it.
When he gets back and they get Marcus Smart back and they get a little more of the team they really wanted to have, do they give Taylor Jenkins the complete rest of the year?
Yeah, I would hope so. I think you're looking at a guy who's had a tremendous amount of success over the last few years in Taylor Jenkins. And then, this year, just kind of everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Mm-hmm. Not only did you have John Morant get suspended, but Steven Adams goes out. Then Marcus Smart goes down. You've had, 15 other guys, it feels like, that were counted on to be, role players that have also missed time. Yeah. So I don't know how much of that you can put on him. Now, if they were the Pistons and they had lost 20 in a row or something, yeah, we're probably having a little bit of a different conversation. That team is playing hard every single night. They're getting after it. And I think that's, really important. And I think they're going to look at it and say, hey, let's see what you can do when we have a little bit of that team that we thought we might have on the floor. Let's see what that looks like the rest of the way.
Well, Keith, looking at this team and really watching that game last night against the Hornets, there's really nobody coming back for the Grizzlies that can narrow a 58-39 rebounding discrepancy and 19 to 3 on second chance points against them. Ja's not going to do that. Luke Kennard, Marcus Smart. Is it fair to say Steven Adams was the most valuable, least replaceable member of this team, especially with no notice with that injury coming right before the season started? I think you could even say it in the offseason.
Yeah, I would say, it's still, not having Ja for the first 25. Mm-hmm. He just, he drives everything. But, yeah, Steven Adams, hugely important. And he's a guy, too, he's a good litmus test for people who know and understand and watch the game versus people who just look at box scores and pull the stat line. Because Steven Adams, if you look at it, nothing screams at this point in his career that he is a tremendous rebounder. But when you're watching the games, what you see is he's walling off, his guy, and often two guys, sometimes even three guys, and making sure, hey, I'm going to get these guys out of here, and I'm going to leave it to, whether it be Jaren Jackson Jr. or John Morant or Desmond Bane or somebody else to kind of go get the ball. I'm going to take my guy out of the mix with that. And then on the offensive end, you got to do everything you can to keep him off the offensive board. So I think that, and then also, just a screen he set, too, right? He set killer screens. And you kind of know defensively, if you're one of those guards, all right, I can probably gamble a little bit here because Steven Adams is going to help clean it up, and then Jaren Jackson Jr. is one of the ultimate guys who will help clean things up around the basket if they beat me. So, yeah, he's been a major loss for this team. And to your point, I think it's one of those things where people are like, all right, well, they've got other bigs. They'll be okay. Mm-hmm. But then once you get into it, you start realizing, they really could use him out there.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that. I'm curious, speaking of centers, the other night watching the Mavs game, I've really been impressed with what Derek Lively, their rookie center, has done. What does it mean for the Mavs to have a consistently reliable five-man and kind of the future in a guy like Derek Lively? And how would you evaluate him as a player currently and then into the future? What do you think he could become for the Mavs?
Sure. What it means for them is one position you don't have to worry about now.
Yeah.
You know you're good with Luka and Kyrie, and then it's kind of we got to find the right guys around them. And the right guys around them need to be guys who are going to be able to do an awful lot of stuff without the ball and be happy doing an awful lot of stuff without the ball, right? Because there's just those two guys are ball dominant, and you're just not going to see it very much. So I think in the case of Lively, he's already figured out, hey, on offense, I got to set good screens and dive to the rim, and it'll be there. Those two guys will find me. I'll make it happen. And then on defense, he's so far ahead of where you usually see rookie big men. Like, he's calling stuff out. You can see he works really, really well with Grant Williams. Grant Williams is a very underrated positional defender because he does a good job just kind of getting in guys' way. He gets up in and underneath the big men and makes them a little bit uncomfortable and Lively, much kind of like Jaren Jackson Jr. does. Then he comes out over from the weak side and kind of cleans it all up and alters shots at the rim. And then another thing that's blown me away is the way Derek Lively passes and moves the ball. Because the Mavs run a ton of pick and roll. They like to get him the ball in the middle of the floor on those plays. And he's realized, all right, I can find my shooters. But he also doesn't overdo it. What we see often is big, they'll get in the middle of the floor, and then it's like, dude, just turn and lay it in or dunk it. And they're kicking it out to the guy in the corner for a three, and I get it. That's kind of how the game is played now. But there are times when you see Lively turns, he's like, oh, I'm just going to put it in myself because nobody's here. Let me just throw this thing down. But if they press up, he tends to find the shooter and find the cutters. He's really way ahead of where I thought he'd be as a rookie.
Oh, yeah.
Keith, when we talk about go for it year, how far is Dallas going for it? What do you think the aspirational goals are?
Yeah, they should be thinking title. They should be thinking we
Really?
can get into the finals. And if anything, if we get there, then anything can happen, right? We know all you got to do is be there, right? And that's part of it. But I think if I'm the Mavericks, I'm looking at it and saying, hey, in the West, Minnesota got off to a really great start. Denver is the champ. But I'm looking at everybody else and saying, why not us?
Minnesota at Dallas tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a good
Yeah,
one.
and if I'm Dallas, I'm looking at it and saying, we're as good as all these teams. And maybe Denver's the team that, I think the Nuggets are, I don't want to say they're playing possum, but I think they're a little bit, we're the champs. We just kind of, we see this a lot with teams once they kind of break through and get to that level. The next regular season, there's just not the same level of importance. But I think for Dallas, if you're looking around at all those other teams in the West, I feel like they should be saying, why not us? If we go into every series, we're going to have two of the best 3 to 5 guys on the floor, probably with Luka and Kyrie. And if our role players do what they do, we can make this run a long one.
Is this the biggest situation that Adam Silver has faced now with Draymond Green?
It's up there. I mean, he's had some other stuff, right? I would say the pandemic was, that's
Certainly.
something that I don't,
Yeah.
that's obviously, the fact that they just had to figure that out with the union and everything.
Let me cut it down a little more. Disciplinary-wise, is this the biggest?
Disciplinary-wise, the only thing I would say that I would definitely put above it was the Donald Sterling situation, which he kind of walked right into when he started the job. But for a player,
had a big
100%.
presser here in Memphis before a playoff game over that.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and he won a lot of favor with a lot of people for how decisive and how tough he came down on Donald Sterling. But for a player, this Draymond Green situation is the NBA basically said, hey, you got a lot to figure out before we're even going to talk about letting you back on the floor. That's why it's an indefinite suspension, because what you don't want to do is say, all right, 10 games, and then 10 games he comes back, and in game 5 of his return, we have another thing. What they're basically telling him is, hey, we, the league, the Players Association, the Warriors, your agency, we all need to collectively believe that you're done with this stuff. And I think by coming down on him the way they did, I think the NBA, sent the message of, hey, cut the crap, or next time we might just be done. We might be talking about you're out of here. And that's that's an extreme generally reserved for drug related stuff and those kind of things that we don't see players banished for the kind of things like Draymond Green has done. We've never seen anybody push it to those levels either.
Yeah. Well, how long if you had to guess when Draymond could be back, what would you put it at? How many games would you put it at if you just had to guess?
Yeah, it's really tough, and I've been talking to a lot of people about this over the last day or so, just kind of trying to figure, like, where do we think this will land out? And everybody says it's going to be at a minimum probably 10 games.
Wow.
And I think the one thing now we're starting to hear, and we'll see, right? I'm a big actions speak a lot louder than words in my world, but we're going to find out he says, I need to get help, right? And now you've got a lot of people say he recognizes it.
Yeah.
If he truly does, then let's see where that goes. And for me, if he's really serious about that, that is not something where you go away for a week and you come back and you're like, I'm all better. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not the car
I think
wash.
it's going to be, it's going to be a minimum of 10 games. And I think we're going to be, well past the new year before we see him back on a court again.
And Keith, I know off the court mental health issues. I know they're real. I know it's very sensitive. And I was telling Bryant before we started today, I was watching a show this morning. I think every person on the show I like, but they were giving deep psychoanalysis, and I'm thinking not a single one of y'all are trained to speak on this as deeply as you're speaking on it, and nor am I. But they were, and I'm hearing now about a problem. If there's a problem today, there was a problem Monday. How come the league, how come Golden State wasn't a little more forward thinking in addressing this?
Yeah, you're hearing a lot of people say, hey, why if we kind of let him back in the fold after he punched a teammate in the face and knocked him out cold, kind of out of nowhere, Like, where does that, like how were we caught off guard by anything he does on the court? And I think it's one of those things where, I mean, we see this all the time in sports. It's without a doubt my least favorite thing about sports is professional athletes. If you can put it in this case, you can put the ball in the hoop and you can stop the other guys from putting the ball in the hoop. We're going to put up with a lot of crap that we shouldn't have put up with. We're going to enable a lot of stuff, and we see that with a lot of different things, right? And sometimes it's stuff like this. Sometimes it's things that are completely off court that are, quite frankly, in my world, a lot worse. And it's, the guy's really talented. And, you know, that's that sliding scale. The greater the talent, the more tolerance for nonsense you're going to have, you know, with that player. And I don't like it, but that's just how it works. So, but I do think, you know, we've kind of hit that tipping point now where I think everybody collectively is like, all right, this has gone too far. Yeah. We need to figure this out because this cannot continue this way.
Yeah. Talking to Keith Smith. He joins us every Thursday from Spot Track and the Front Office Show to talk the NBA. And Keith, last night was our first time that we were able to see the Big Three in Phoenix after a lot of injuries to start the season. It seemed like, you know, one guy would come back and then another guy would be out. And so we've been waiting to see these three guys together. And before the season started, you heard a lot of people saying, well, they won't have the bench. They won't have the depth. You know, they used all this money to go out and sign these three guys. It's just going to be them. Based on what you've seen this season from the Suns, once we finally get consistency from these three together, how good can the Suns team be?
It can be really good because the role players that they have understand that they are role players. Those guys are not young guys looking for more. They are not, guys who think they are one thing and everybody else knows they are something different. Like some of the guys that they have, they know, hey, my job, get open and shoot. Other guys are, my job is to rebound and defend.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they've got a handful of guys that it's my job is to keep the ball moving and, you know, hit the board. Like those are the things that are really big. For these teams, when you build these star teams, it sounds good to just keep collecting talent and keep collecting talent. But the reality is, eventually you hit a point where somebody's going to say, hey, wait a minute, I'm a 5-time All-Star. Why am I not playing? Why am I not out there getting shots at the end of games? And now that you saw last night, the Suns a little bumpy at times, and it's going to be because we got to remember this is kind of like the preseason for these guys. Those three especially are figuring it out. But I thought even though they lost, I thought what was really impressive was Devin Booker. He kind of took on that point guard role of making sure, hey, everybody's going to touch the ball. Everybody's going to eat. Here, kept making sure Yusuf Nurkic was engaged and was involved by getting him touches and getting the ball. And I think that's going to be really, really important that you have him. He's really adopted that point guard mindset, and that's huge because we didn't know. That was the biggest question we had was who's going to run the show when they really need it. And I think Devin Booker's done really well answering that question.
Yeah. Keith, tomorrow morning at FedEx Forum, Ja Morant's going to be available to local and I assume national media. I don't know if they're going to have on conference call where other questions can be asked from around the country, but locally he will be available. I'm sorry I can't make it long-standing engagement I have at that very hour that I can't make it. If you were here tomorrow, what would you ask Ja?
That's a really good question. I think what I would want to know is what are you going to do differently? And I don't want to hear, and I would follow it up with specific. I don't want to hear vague stuff. I don't want to hear I'm going to try to be a better person. I'm going to be smarter. Like, I want to hear real specifics because those are the things that I want to know, especially if I'm invested in this team and in this player. I want to know, again, it's in a lot of ways, unfortunately, somewhat similar to the Draymond Green situation where I don't want to get you back in 2 months from now. We have something stupid again, and we're right back.
They really do parallel, Keith. I think they've got both of them one more chance or one more misstep, and that's it.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be, I need to see, real understanding, and it's beyond just showing that he's apologetic and he's contrite about what he's done. I need to know what's different, what changed over the span of the last, few months here since this has all gone down. What have you done differently? What makes me believe and trust that you're going to be there night in, night out when the team needs you most?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question, Keith. Last thing for you, I'm curious because don't look now, but the LA Clippers have rattled off 5 straight wins to start the month of December after a lot of people were questioning.
And right there in the all-important loss column.
They really are. And the biggest factor right now has been the play of Kawhi Leonard over his last 3 games. I saw this the other day. Over his last 3 games, he's shooting 65% from the field with 106 points, including a 41-point game, a 34-point game, and a 31-point game. What have you made of this recent hot streak for the Clippers and what Kawhi Leonard has done?
Yeah, I think for Kawhi, he has really figured out 2 things. One is, how do I play with James Harden? Where do I need to be that he's going to get me the ball? But I think Kawhi has also taken it upon himself, really, like you said, over the course of the last week and a half, here to say, all right, you guys are good, but I'm the best one. I'm the guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to make things happen when they need to happen. And everybody else can kind of climb on board. Let's go together. But I'm the one lead. I'm the lead dog here. I'm going to be out in front, and y'all can follow me. And I think that's huge because that team, after they got James Harden, felt very kind of rudderless. It was almost like, is someone going to step up and take control here? And you felt like they were all kind of deferring to each other. And you see that a lot when you add. That's what I said about adding talent, add talent. Well, if that talent isn't willing to slot into to the kind of the appropriate pecking order, it gets real messy. But I think the Clippers have started to figure that out a little bit. Yeah. And the other thing, they're really playing some defense, too. Now, getting after it, and if that continues, they're going to be really tough. We might be having another conversation here, in a couple of few months, where I'm talking about, I'm kind of in on the Clippers again, and, that's going to be me. I'm going to be wrong on that team until they break up and fall apart. But, they're really playing well.
Yeah, they've been fun to watch lately for sure. But Keith, thanks so much for joining us. A lot of really good games tonight in the NBA, and we'll do it again next week.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, Keith. Keith Smith from Spot Track and the Front Office Show. He joins us every single Thursday to talk the NBA.
You're going to ask me about 5:53 or 54 or so tonight. Where am I beaming to tonight?
I sure am. You're right.
And if it wasn't for football, as long as it's football, I'm gonna try to be there.
Vikings,
Minnesota at Dallas tonight's good stuff.
Nice. No, that's gonna be a great game. That's gonna be a really fun game to watch.
I've seen that game in Dallas. In fact, I'm at a Cotton Bowl. Went to a Minnesota-Dallas game, and the best dunk I've ever seen, dunk contest in action anytime that night by Rodney Carney for Minnesota.
Really? Wow.
It had the building torn down.
That's awesome. That's great. But no, this is going to be a really, really good game tonight. 7:30. T-Wolves 17-5. Mavs 15-8. I mean, that's a game to certainly.
That could be a May matchup.
It really could be. No, it 100% could be. So that'll be a lot of fun. There's some really good games. I mean, Cavs Celtics should be a really fun game. Thunder's Kings should be a lot of fun.
Warriors
Clippers will have a lot of intrigue.
Well, what do you think the pregame questions were about there?
Yeah, I mean, watch the entire game. What
and
do you think
post-game.
all the conversation's going to be about during the game? That's an NBA TV game. I mean, that's going to Draymond's going to dominate the entire conversation. So it's a really good night in the NBA tonight. But before we get to a break, I got to tell you about Hewlett and Dunn Boot and Jean on the Historic Square in Collierville since 1961. Charles Hall, he started working there in his teens, and now with his wife Laura, they own the place, known for all the boots, but also clothing, accessories, and a cap for any team in any season. You got to get over there right now, the Christmas season. Maybe you're still buying some presents because they've got everything you could possibly need. Western wear, work boots, safety toe, soft toe, rubber boots, boots for every single occasion at Hewlett and Dunn. And from head to toe, they have you covered with every brand imaginable like Ariat, Dam Post, Anderson Bean. Whether for men or women, they've got you covered, and they've got so many clothing options in there. I mean, they've got you covered with jeans, pants, shirts, shorts, outerwear, and the best best duck head collection you'll find. Charles and Laura Hall, they invite you to 111 North Center Street on the square in Collierville or to their website, HewlettDunn.com. And I mentioned the accessories, hats, sunglasses, boot care products in every area, team snapback or cool hat you can think of, whether it's the Tigers, Mississippi State, UT, Ole Miss, or the Razorbacks, they've got it. And with the holiday season approaching, their travel bag selection is top notch. You can go online, HewlettDunn.com, but please head out to Collierville. Enjoy that Collierville Town Square. It looks beautiful this time of the year. And stop in and say hello at 111 North Center Street on the square in Collierville at Hewlett and Dunn. Let's get to a break, and when we come back, we got to talk about what's trending.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination, has 27 delicious flavors to choose from and counting. Like the Buffalo Ranch, a perfect combo of ranch seasoning with a little kick. Mango Habanero, sweet taste of mango followed by the heat. Or sweet maple bourbon. The taste will remind you of chicken and waffles. And that's just 3 of the amazing 27 chicken wing seasonings that you can get at the Crazy Coop in Bartlett at 7199 Stage Road. And now open, the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Some like it hot. How about the Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot or Crazy Suicide? Can't take the heat? Get the 4-cheese roasted garlic or barbecue bacon bourbon. Ask about the $9.99 lunch special. Now those are some crazy good prices. The Crazy Coop, 2 locations, 7199 Highway 64 between Applin and Kirby Whitten and 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Family owned and operated, The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination.
Looking for your next car? Give Car Corner a try. Car Corner, located at 2653 Mount Moriah. They specialize in cars under $15,000. Bad credit? No problem at Car Corner. CarCornerMemphis.com. That's CarCornerMemphis.com. They even have cash cars under $7,000. That's Car Corner at 2653 Mount Moriah. CarCornerMemphis.com. Look for the building with the teal green roof.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination, has 27 delicious flavors to choose from and counting. Like the Buffalo Ranch, a perfect combo of ranch seasoning with a little kick. Mango Habanero, sweet taste of mango followed by the heat. Or sweet maple bourbon. The taste will remind you of chicken and waffles. And that's just 3 of the amazing 27 chicken wing seasonings that you can get at the Crazy Coop in Bartlett at 7199 Stage Road. And now open, the Crazy Coop Express at 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Some like it hot. How about the Crazy Sweet Lemon Pepper Hot or Crazy Suicide? Can't take the heat? Get the 4-cheese roasted garlic or barbecue bacon bourbon. Ask about the $9.99 lunch special. Now those are some crazy good prices. The Crazy Coop, 2 locations, 7199 Highway 64 between Applin and Kirby Whitten and 1315 Ridgeway off Poplar. Family owned and operated, The Crazy Coop, America's premier wing destination.
You ready to end the year with some money in your pocket? We got it covered at Gossett Mitsubishi's Mitsubishi Motors year-end sales event. Get to the Pike for the award-winning 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. 420 total range MPGE, $299 a month. Get ready for your road trip in the 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Buy for $27,000 or just $399 a month. And cool has never been cooler than in a 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. We Gossett at $30,700 or $499 a month. And no worries with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi today at 1870 Covington Pike. Gift wrapping available. You want it, we Gossett. Shop online anytime at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
PHEV PZO 62303 MSRP 44,355 Sport RU 001136 MSRP 28,000 Eclipse RZO 12051 MSRP 31,700 includes all rebates and incentives PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South sports station.
Hey, this is Bryant Dacus inviting you to join me and Brett Norsworthy this Friday from 3 to 6 at Sissy's Log Cabin, 4542 Poplar. Sissy's brand new store is open just in time for Christmas, and you really should check it out. We'll be giving away a pair of Liberty Bowl tickets featuring the hometown Memphis Tigers, and we'll also have some Tiger basketball tickets for Saturday's game against Clemson. So come join us on your way home this Friday, 3 to 6 at Sissy's Log Cabin, 4542 Poplar with Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Hewlett & Dunn, Boot and Jean Company in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we got about 30 minutes, a little less than 30 minutes left in today's show. And Brett, I want to talk some college basketball because last night was a very eventful night. It wasn't supposed to be a very eventful night in college basketball, but it quickly became a super eventful night. And yesterday around this time, we were talking about what happened at Louisville, Cron Davis, and I have an update on that. Cron Davis, we were talking yesterday, a statement went out saying that he intended to transfer, and then he came out on Twitter and said, I never said I wanted to transfer. I like being a Louisville Cardinal, and I want us to continue to be a Louisville Cardinal. So the school issued a second statement last night that reads, quote, prior to the program issuing a statement this afternoon, Louisville junior guard Cron Davis was informed that he had been dismissed from the men's basketball team. Davis expressed...
No options.
No
You're
options.
out of here.
Davis expressed that he intended to continue his collegiate career and would pursue other opportunities at another institution. We wish him nothing but the best. And according to Eric Crawford, who covers sports for WDRB ARB in Louisville. Davis was dismissed yesterday, but Kenny Payne wanted to give him a soft landing without making the dismissal public for a better opportunity for him to get into the transfer portal and somebody pick him up without it being known to the entire public that he was dismissed from the team, trying to help him out a little bit. But after that was sent out and his tweet, they had to clarify so that everyone knows we did not just say some random player on our team entered the transfer portal. So he was at the game last night because Louisville was in action last night at home playing Arkansas State. And as you can guess, it ended with a Arkansas win, 75-63, Brett.
Got smoked.
And it was
Arkansas
much
State.
worse than that. They were leading by 20 with 3 minutes left in that game. Just unbelievable. The place was empty.
What was the scan count?
It was empty. There was nobody there. The people that stuck around to the very end were booing very loudly the performance from the team. It was ridiculous. And Kenny Payne knows it too. In his post game, you could tell by his demeanor. He knows his days are numbered, and there are a lot of people wondering if he makes it to the weekend.
I would like to know this. What's the most successful John Calipari former assistant?
That's a good question.
Wonder who's made it as a head coach.
I can't think
because there's a lot that haven't.
There's a lot that haven't, and Kenny Payne certainly is not off to a great start right now. But this Arkansas State team, it's not like this is a frisky mid-major team to look out for.
Starting over.
It's their
again.
It's their first win against a P5 conference opponent since December 17th, 2014. This season, Arkansas State had lost 5 of 6 between November 17th and December 4th, which is, what was that, a week ago? But now they've won back-to-back games by double digits against UAB and Louisville, so maybe look out for Arkansas State, maybe putting it together.
I saw the note who the last big-name opponent was they defeated. Do you have that?
I don't have it.
I saw that last night.
I think it might have been somebody, I don't remember.
It's been a while.
It's been a really
Well, you had the date.
14. I can look it up.
And no, that's okay. And there's a lot more losses for Louisville this year. A lot more.
Brad, I don't even want to pull up their schedule to even look. Oh, man.
Like 15 more.
Yeah, conference play is going to be brutal for them, even though, and this isn't a great, Clemson has been playing well, but, a lot of people have been a little disappointed about Duke. I think North Carolina's had their ups and downs this year. This isn't a super strong ACC this year.
3 national championships at Louisville, 2 for Denny Crum, 1 for Rick Pitino.
Yep.
And the question will be have they kind of become the Nebraska of college basketball? Is it over?
Yeah, no.
Is that great chapter that was U of L basketball, and we know it all too familiarly here.
Yeah. Well, and this is just, looking at their schedule, it's just brutal. Pepperdine this weekend.
Well, they got Kentucky soon.
They've got Kentucky next Thursday. Then here's how they start off conference play. Virginia on the road. Pitt at home, which Pitt's been pretty good to start the season. Miami on the road. NC State at home. North Carolina on the road. Wake Forest on the road. Duke at home. Virginia, Clemson.
Every one of those.
And it doesn't
and
get
win
easy.
very few.
Yeah, it doesn't get easy. I think the easiest stretch maybe is right after that. You get Florida State at home. Syracuse, Georgia Tech at home, and Boston College on the road. That's probably your easiest stretch.
Could be the last year Leonard Hamilton.
It could be, and that's sad to hear. But it's bad at Louisville, and it got 10 times worse last night losing to Arkansas State.
It did, and they've got a lot more incoming.
Yeah, no, they certainly do. Other games last night in college basketball, Creighton, 8th-ranked Creighton, they dropped to 0-2 against Mountain West teams. We remember about a month ago they lost by 21 points to Colorado State. That was right at the start of Feast Week. But last night, a 79-64 loss against UNLV. And Creighton entered this game with a really good defense. But we talk a lot about their offense, but their defense has been pretty good. And UNLV lit it up 52% from the field and hit 10 threes. And really, they were out of it early and never even really had a chance in it.
And UNLV, one of those that people have talked a while, will they ever replicate, kind of Tark's success? He's the only one that did it.
Yeah.
He's the only guy really ever won. Like Lon Kruger had some Sweet 16 teams.
Sure.
But the only one to really, push a Final Four was Tark. At least Louisville did do it over two different guys, and had a glorious past, way back before Denny Crum.
Yeah.
But Syracuse is another one. Has their best day come and gone? Georgetown, I think we know.
Well, I mean, it's pretty bleak.
And that's what people here don't want to have happen.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And I mean, it's weird. And Creighton's a team. Like Louisville, it's not going to get easier in conference play, and this is a team. They're ranked 8th in the country right now. They'll certainly fall
for almost any conference on the road. It can be lost,
certainly. But the Big East is no joke. I mean, it's one of the best.
Yesterday, I jinxed Northwestern.
I was just about to say, Brad, I feel bad.
I did it at the end of the segment with Kevin Sweeney, his alma mater,
Chicago State.
The only independent out there.
Yes.
And I can remember glorious years of the Tigers playing as an independent post Missouri Valley pre-Metro.
Yeah. But,
like 72, 73 they were in the Valley. So 75, 76, 77 pre-Metro.
Yeah, no, I mean, and now there's only one, Chicago State, and a massive win for them. 75-73 win over Northwestern, who just, 2 games ago beat the number 1 team in the country in Purdue. Was playing really, really well. Boo Buie, was looking like, and still could be, and probably should be, an All-American. But, man, that game last night, Chicago State entered as a 23.5-point underdog, Brett.
And raining threes.
Oh, all over the place. These are some other notes about Chicago State. Chicago State, before last night, had never defeated a high major opponent or a ranked team. And Chicago State is considered the losingest D1 program of the 21st century.
There's your title.
So,
somebody's got to be.
I guess somebody's got to be. And Chicago State was. And
Chris Collins looked like he wanted to die.
Yeah, it was ugly. It was really ugly. And this is a quote I saw earlier today from Chicago State's head coach Gerard Gillian. Quote, "This is probably one of the biggest wins in the state of Illinois history." For Chicago State, not even a question. This is huge for our guys. I love it. I love it.
Loyola just a few years ago went to the Final Four.
Look, Brett, quote coming right after the game. He's fired up. I love it.
DePaul's been to Final Fours. Illinois has been to Final Fours.
I love that. That's
Southern Illinois has had success.
Yeah,
Coach, he kind of got out there. You won the hyperbole award of the night, but he was fired up.
He was fired up. I'm seeing on the screen right now, Shohei has been introduced as a LA Dodger in his blue and white.
I thought 17 was retired by the Dodgers. I could be wrong.
I have no idea. Who knows?
You can always unretire.
I guess so. I was about to say maybe they made an exception for Shohei, the Shohei contract that, Brett, you said it about 3 hours ago when we started the show. We're learning more and more about it every single second of every single day.
I hear the retired numbers. I looked it up.
All right.
Pee Wee Reese.
Okay.
The little Colonel, Pee Wee Reese. Number 1. Number 2, Tommy Lasorda.
Okay.
4, Duke Snyder. 14, Gil Hodges. 19, Jim Gilliam. That's what I had confused.
I see. So 19,
that's where I was wrong. 20, Don Sutton. 24, Walter Austin. 32, Sandy Koufax. 39, Roy Campanella. 42, Jackie Robinson. 53, Don Drysdale.
Well, I'm sure one day they're hoping 17's retired.
Yeah.
That's Shohei Ohtani, and it very well could be.
Does he finish his career there?
Who?
He's gone in 2 years.
You think so? Wow.
He can go when that management team goes.
That's true. But
They
might
should
be what
stay.
hangs him around, what keeps him around. Even if it gets bad, and it's starting to look like Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who is we've been hearing about him for 3 years now from Japan. He's the pitcher. A lot of people got their first.
Cardinal fans convinced we got a shot.
Yeah,
no shot.
There's no shots. Yankees or Dodgers.
Yeah.
He was.
Well, you didn't let me down easy.
He was in LA. I think yesterday and met with, I believe, Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman. That was the 3 guys he met. But I'm sorry, I don't think the Cardinals can put anybody to the plate.
Got new naming rights for the stadium. Busch is re-upped.
That's great. I mean, that's awesome. Hey, you want some Bush? I mean,
he's not going to get the pitcher.
You're an Anheuser guy. I mean, we can get. But I mean, I think the Dodgers have a pretty good shot at landing him with I think that connection.
I didn't even know Busch Stadium was up for grabs to change.
I didn't either. That's
I
news
guess
to me.
everything can, of course.
Yeah,
it can.
I mean, maybe I need to jot that down as what I learned today.
Yeah.
I was did not know that, but it's interesting. Free agency is really heating up, but Dodgers are looking like they're in good position for next year. But let's go ahead, get to our final break of the day. When we come back, we'll wrap up today's show with Taco Bell Crunch Time.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Uncorn flavor, Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up, down home way. Hickory smoke flavor like the good old days. A whole lot of good eating is waiting for you. Our Memphis barbecue tradition, you'll love what we do. Uncorn flavor, Corky's barbecue.
Hi, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. I am honored that so many Memphians trust Corky's to serve our hickory smoked turkeys and spiral sliced honey glazed hams to their families for Thanksgiving and Christmas. This year, let us make it even easier with our holiday feast. Ham or turkey and gravy, and your choice of 2 of our southern sides. Cornbread dressing, sweet potato casserole, mac and cheese, or baked potato casserole. Reserve yours today at corkysbbq.com before we sell out.
Encore flavor, Corky's barbecue.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One. Thursday night primetime football will be played in the Nevada desert, where the Las Vegas Raiders host the Los Angeles Chargers in an AFC West matchup. Both are 5-8 and looking for answers for the future. Kevin Kugler and Hall of Famer Tony Baselli will call the action on air and on the free live stream sponsored by AutoZone on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on Sports 56.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers Stay Hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. I like putting parlay bets together, hammering the overs, and anytime player touchdown bets always have me on the edge of my seat. So if you're ready to do the same, visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. It expires 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Experience the taste of Italy at Little Italy's newest location in East Memphis at Massey and Poplar. Little Italy has great Italian food with all your favorite dishes, from lasagna, rigatoni vodka, Alfredo, even lobster ravioli. Try Little Italy's very generous hot calzone, stuffed with your choice of meats and melted cheeses. East Memphis Little Italy wants to spoil you with a piece of Italy you can feel, taste, see, enjoy, and eat. East Memphis Little Italy, hidden in the back at the corner of Massey and Poplar.
Do you have equipment taking up space in your shed or on your lot? What do you do if those pieces are really big? Ever wondered their value? Purple Wave Auction is an online auction company that sells used equipment. Thousands of items are up for bid right now at purplewave.com. Our transparent auction process makes it easy to sell that Kenworth semi you have sitting behind the barn. Or how about an upgrade to your New Holland Workmaster? Take a moment and check out purplewave.com. Purple Wave Auction, straight, simple, sold.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Don't miss your Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow when they host Dillon Brooks and the Houston Rockets on Ford Scholars Night. Arrive early. The first 5,000 receive Grizzlies holiday wrapping paper. Secure your tickets today by calling 901-888-HOOP or visiting Grizzlies.com.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Jean Company in Collierville. Once again, here are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This is for all the biggest crunch time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that? Goodbye! Hello, Haskins.
It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over.
The double steak grilled cheese burrito, so good. Double the steak with nacho cheese sauce, seasoned rice, red strips, sour cream, and the 3-cheese blend wrapped inside a warm flour tortilla, with even more 3-cheese blend grilled on the top. The double steak grilled cheese burrito, it hits the spot now at Taco Bell. And at Taco Bell, when they say they are feeding people's lives with unexpected good, they mean it. Bowl food you can't get anywhere else.
Well, Brett, what I learned today is that John Morant will speak to the media tomorrow morning ahead of shoot-around for tomorrow night's game against the Houston Rockets. We spoke about it at the beginning of the show, but, I'm glad they're doing it when they're doing it. Still 2 games left in his suspension, but go ahead, clear the air, get everything out of the way. It has to be done, but I would way rather it happen now instead of day of the first game. Mm-hmm. And you get there, he's ready to make his debut, but now morning of shoot around, we got to deal with all these questions. Get it out of the way, get all the questions in so that, Brett, like you said 3 hours ago, once he comes back and he's playing, we can talk about what he's doing on the court instead of what happened a year ago.
And I know they'll get in front of that, and they should. I learned that Draymond Green will be out indefinitely, and it's appropriate. Steve Kerr and Golden State are as responsible for this as anyone. They let him assault a teammate, then defended him when he stomped on Sabonis in the playoffs last year. Everything they're getting, they asked for.
Well, what I could have done without, I saw this story earlier this morning, and it really just broke my heart. A high school baseball player, a Georgia high school baseball player who has spent last 3 weeks in a coma after being hit in the head with a baseball bat, has been ruled dead by the doctors at the hospital he was at. Really sad. Happened about 3 weeks ago. Just a freak accident where he was struck in the head by a bat in a batting cage at their high school, and he's been in a coma. One of my best friends was in a coma for 7 to 10 days, and it is the scariest thing, one of the scariest things you can go through, because you never know what happens next. And for this family, what happened next was, the worst case scenario. So definitely thoughts and prayers to that family. I just can't even imagine.
Can't either. And just a horrible accident. I could do without all the hand-wringing and psychoanalysis being done by people I know that aren't trained to do on Draymond Green. You're talking about, like it might be a drug problem. Well, it could be, but where's all the testing and things like that? It might be alcohol problem. We got testing for that.
Sure. If
it's mental health, we've got we've hired countless people to be around these franchises and around these teams to head this off. Yeah. It's a lot of psychobabble right now.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Where are you beaming tonight?
Beam me to Vegas for the Snooze Bowl. Even Salmonex football is better than anything else right now. We got basketball to June, so I won't be at Minnesota at Dallas, but that'll be a good one tonight.
It's going to be a really good one, and beam me around the NBA tonight. I said it earlier, but I think we've got at least 3 really, really good games tonight that I want to keep an eye on. Cavs, Celtics at 6:30. T-Wolves, Mavs, like you just said, at 7:30. And then to end the night, Warriors and Clippers. This Clippers team
Thunder
on that
Sacramento.
Thunder, Sacramento. I completely forgot. That's going to be another great game. So it's a really, really good night in the NBA.
7 NBA games tonight. AAC, Furman at Tulane. Any upset?
No, but they could keep it close.
SEC versus AAC. ECU versus Florida. Any upset?
They could keep it close.
Total point scored in the NFL tonight.
I hope 3. I really do. I would love that. Maybe take the under. I don't know. That also feels like kind of
any chance for 0-0.
I mean, that would be there. I mean, it would be raise the alarms.
That would
tomorrow.
be the Salmonex Bowl.
Out. I mean, it would be freak out tomorrow if that happened in a Thursday night football game. Well, I do want to remind everybody before we get out of here, we're going to be at Sissy's Log Cabin tomorrow afternoon, 4542 Poplar, their new location, Sissy's Log Cabin. We'll be out there doing the show tomorrow. We're going to do some great giveaways, so make sure you come out there. We're giving away Liberty Bowl tickets for Tigers and Iowa State. We're going to give out tickets to Saturday's game between the Tigers and Clemson. I guess Tigers versus Tigers.
Feet on the wood.
We're also giving away the grand prize. What time, Brett? About 5:30-ish, 5:25.
Better get there early and register.
You better get there early and register because we're giving away a pair of tickets, Feet on the Wood. We were fortunate enough to experience it a couple of weeks ago before the Grizzlies at the beginning of the year against the Raptors. You don't want to miss that. So come out, say hello to us, experience this new beautiful location. I've passed by it a couple times, and it looks beautiful. I'm excited to go in and see all of the great things they've got at Sissy's Log Cabin. So we'll be out there tomorrow. Hope to see all of y'all there. But enjoy your night. That's all the time we got. We'll do it again tomorrow at 3 o'clock from Sissy's Log Cabin.
Tease the season at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Ping G430 drivers, which combine the ultimate combination of distance and forgiveness. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
Merry Christmas from Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. We're here to make your holiday season extra cozy and cheerful. For the first 50 customers who purchase a new Carrier system or tankless water heater, we have a special gift for you. Choose from a free 75-inch smart TV, a PlayStation 5, an Xbox X, a Nintendo Switch, or a $500 gift card on us. It's our way of spreading holiday joy. But hurry, this festive offer will only last through December 24th. Enjoy a comfortable Christmas and a special present from Choate's. Because when you choose us, you're not just a customer, you're family. Schedule your free estimate today at 901-347-8086. Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Let our family serve your family this holiday season. Wishing you a warm and joyful Christmas from Choate's.
Roofs, and more roofs. Chris Price here with Metro Builders. Is your roof leaking? Do you have mold stains on the ceiling of your home or business? Is your carrier denying your claim or offering a repair simply because they don't have enough documentation? You need a contractor that performs work for insurance claims for policyholders each and every day, and Metro Builders is here to assist. Call Metro Builders. At Metro Builders, we provide free estimates, consultation, and claim repairs. Metro Builders' process of arriving, inspecting, diagnosing problems, and estimating is second to none, commercial and residential. Our team of Hague-certified technicians are standing by to assist you with providing estimates and photos to your carrier to document your loss. All you owe is what your policy states. No large fees on top of the final scope. We use high-grade materials and are certified by companies like Atlas, CertainTeed, Owens Corning, and Mulehide with labor warranties up to 50 years on all of our jobs. Metro Builders provides roof repairs across the Mid-South. Call Metro Builders to schedule your inspection free. Call me. 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717.
Get ready for big-time basketball at FedEx Forum this month. The Memphis Tigers host Power 5 opponents, Clemson December 16th for a whiteout, Virginia on the 19th for a blueout, and Vanderbilt on the 23rd for a holiday game. FedEx Forum will be rocking as the Tigers look to continue their great start to the season. Tickets start at just $20 for these big-time basketball matchups. Purchase your tickets today at GoTigersGoTix.com.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W254.